this is Shadow Master, a brand new video. Today we are doing what if Deku had infinite powers. So this is how it goes. You're gonna say, well, how does Deku get the ruby? It's actually not a Chaos Emerald, not a Soul Emerald, but I did watch the Sonic Scourge. He's really good though. I love his what ifs, and I hope I can do those when I do get older and stuff. When I have enough money to do the stuff. And I get more people to help me. So I hope you guys like this. So this is where the part where Deku gets the Phantom Ruby. Let's say that Deku is a human. So Deku, like Shadow the Hedgehog, he would be created. So All For One would be touched with Eggman. So Eggman would have his own Phantom Ruby, infinite. And this is where, in this timeline, Eggman did conquer the world with, infinite's power. All that stuff, though. So Sonic would be with them. And, the infinite ruby would be found by the villains. So the villains, he would be created around the time where, close to the exams through middle school where Bakugo is. So, Deku was created, and immediately the Phantom would be put it on him though, engraved him when he was cloned. So Deku would immediately he's controlled by Infinite. Now Eggman would say that he would they have open portal, so Eggman will Infinite will open a portal to All Might's world or something like that. So they would go there, and Eggman would say that, ooh, so your world does have an infinite ruby, and you guys did get somebody to host it. And, well, Deku would wear the mask Infinite, though. He would see how Infinite's, shorter than him, though. But he is stronger because he did last longer than him. So then Eggman would say that, well, you were not like that nutcase, go out of control anyway. And, All For One, it would be All For One standing and Deku with the mask on. And it would be Eggman with his egg hedgehog force. And, you guys didn't know what the hedgehog force is, I did make a video on it. It's, where all the, forces from the original, they would all be villains, Scourge, all them. So they all been turned to robotic size. Just telling you that. So Deku would see how small Deku would speak at all, cause Eggman would tell him that. So you better keep that nutcase over there to be in control anyway. Because actually the doctor put a helmet. The helmet he's wearing though is a bomb. And if the bomb does go off, it'll kill Infinite. It'll mostly paralyze him though, and keep him in state of a coma until he injects the most scariest thing ever, getting deported by Donald Trump and being kissed by him. Don't get kissed by Donald Trump. So shit. I'm scared. Sorry. So Deku would Eggman would tell him that, well, you better keep. He would say that, well, All For One, I have figured out a way to. Because All For One would say, Eggman would say that, well, we have in our world we have Chaos Emeralds, and he has them in Metal Sonic would shield them all though, and immediately Deku's Phantom Ruby glows though, because it's inbred into his chest, and immediately his Phantom Ruby glows, and he is wearing armor. So all Eggman would say that, ooh, so your Phantom Ruby does interact with our Chaos Emeralds. And he would say that, well, if you're a fan of the Ruby Sphere, that means there has to be a Chaos Emerald and the Master Emerald. And the Master Emerald can't technically, the Master Emerald cannot leave this world. Jesus Christ. Flintstones, Jesus. Yeah, so Eggman would be intrigued by this, and Eggman would have a deal with All For One. He would tell him that, well, I will trade. He would tell him that, well, all the technology I have on my world, though, he says that, well, we have, he would tell him that, well, I'll create more robotic forces for you if I get to, study your clone's, Phantom Ruby. And, All For One would make the deal, but, like, he says that, well, these robots need to at least kill people, though. And he would say, I understand. So, immediately a portal opens, and Deku, crap, this is the wrong one. Deku, Infinite Mel Sonic would go, and the Metal Hedgehog Force, though, would just stay there with All For One. And All For One would say that follow me, so they would be walking, though. So, and so to say that so Eggman's world is different from our world. So the timelines are different. One day might act like, 1 week in there might act like for like 24 hours, like the hyperbolic time chamber. So he spends about like 20, let's say that 20 days, so let's say that's around like, the, close to the UA Sports Exam. So immediately, Deku hasn't like grown up. He's like the exact same in the anime, and he'll have like armor and stuff like that. So they would see him, and he looks like Infinite, like immediately looks like him, everything. Like he would look like him, sound like him, everything, and he would even have that mask. And All For One would say, what you did to him anyway. And he tells him that, well, I did combine the DNA with, my Infinite from our world. My world, actually. And your, clones. So that means he looks like him, though. And he says, well, it's like gene splicing, though. I don't even need him, like, in, like, the egg form or something. So, he looks like him in the exact same site. So, he tells him that, he tells Deku, Infinite, actually, that's what he's called now. He would tell him that, well, let's just see who's stronger. So immediately, Infinite tells the, Deku to open a portal. So immediately he has trouble opening a portal, and each time he couldn't open a portal, he would get a shock through his helmet, though. And the shock would be controlled by Dr. Eggman. So, Eggman can't tell what Deku's, Infinite can tell what Deku's thinking, everything, though. He would try again, fail, and over and over and over, until, like, he finally opens a portal. And, he really doesn't have to eat or sleep, actually. So he continues doing this, and he learns how to do Chaos Spear, all the Sonic moves, though. And he even makes up some new moves. He calls it Portal Assault. So he immediately opens a portal, and he spins us in there, and like a lot of portals will open, and he would assault somebody. Like, if you've never played Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, you would know at Android Rush, where Android 17 kicks somebody. It's like an infinite loop, though, but you can't stop it, and then he stops by kicking them into the ground. It's like that, but you can do it infinitely. So, yeah, so, let's say that it's around the, day, so it's around the day of the UA, exams. So, Deku gets there, though, and the fuck? So, Deku, when get there, And let's see that when he does take off his mask, there would be like a giant scar there though. And he would just be the exact same size though. So Deku does not get All Might's quirk though, and actually Bakugo would get All Might's quirk. Yeah. So and let's see that they have a spy there. So they have two people there. They would have Deku and Infinite. So they would look the exact same height. They wouldn't sound the exact same actually, but they're sounding close to him though. And they go. So Deku's actually like walking though, and All Might would say to him, actually Endeavor says that I don't even know what that kid's doing anyway, but he certainly looks like a hedgehog. And immediately they see immediately a portal opens in front of him. They can see this by cameras. And immediately he spin dashes in there, and there's like a lot of portals around like a lot of robots. So he would spin dash them all though, and he would learn all the chaos moves. So he would actually have his own chaos crystal, a chaos emerald, but it would be different. It's actually called he would make his own chaos emeralds because he went to a different timeline with Dr. Eggman, where the chaos emeralds have two counterparts where they can actually like copy them and then change up their names and their power skills. So the Phantom Rubies would like he can get super form, a hyper form, and all that stuff. Pokemon slavery, by the way. So everyone else would get points. So and they would see the 0.0 that's coming. So they would see that, and Infinite would Deku would say that really like this, and his Phantom Ruby would allow him to go super. So his super form would have all like dark aura around him though, and he would be still wearing that mask. And he used the spin that he would actually open a portal, and immediately a giant version of him like appears in front of everybody. But it would be like glitched though, and it can destroy stuff. So the giant version of him would punch the 0 robot in the gut, and immediately when Infinite does this though, he calls it the K of Rot, where if he touches somebody, or at least touches their insides though, immediately they turn to like they rust, then they become dust though. That's why it's called the rust dust. So immediately after he does this, the 0 robot turns like this rust though, and then immediately turns to dust. And everyone's astonished by this, and they see Deku on top of it, and Ollie would say that, wait, that kid's on top of that thing? And it would look like him, so immediately, the clone would disappear. And he would immediately jump down, though, off of it. And, so that's how you make hot dogs. How do you even make hot dogs? Like, isn't like multiple meats inside one meat? Yeah, I've been watching a lot of My Hero Academia actually, so. What's next? Is My Hero Academia next? Damn, it's Tuesday. Yeah, that was Saturday, sorry. So, Deku, after they get there though, Endeavor would say that, okay, your quirk is, he would say that, actually All Might would tell him that, you did really good though, and Deku wouldn't really respond to that. And he opens a portal though, and he's been dashed through it, so he can like go through normally, but he mostly like spin dashing because it increases the speed of the portal. And if the other version of him would go, but he looks different. His fur would be they can see a little bit green on him though, and the red one has black and white, like a black and white movie. So they get back to the League of Villains. So a few days pass, and Deku gets the envelope in Infinite, and they open it and they get it. So Metal Sonic would the more metal he eats, the more he adapts though. And they would let him eat metal from this world, our world, so he understands all the technology. And immediately Deku tosses this to Metal Sonic and grabs it, and he eats it though. His mouth, let's say that his mouth opens let's say that a giant, no, let's say that his arm immediately grabs it, and then he sucks up all the data off of it. And then he drops it and smashes it. So, Toga would be there earlier. And she would see Deku, and he can't change his appearance. So, when he is in, public, though, he would turn to a human. So, he mostly likes his human form more than his hedgehog form, so he would turn to a human. And he would look like Deku, though. But just with, the red eye, though, the big scar on his face. And Toga and Twice would be there introduced more. So, Toga would see Deku, though. After they introduced herself and explained her quirks, she walks over to him, though, and he's still wearing that, mask, though. And Toga says, "Hey, my name's Toga," and he says, "Cool, my name's, he would say that my name's Deku." And they would get along with each other, and she says, "Why are you wearing that mask anyway?" And he would say, "You want to see my face?" And she says, "Yes." So immediately he takes off the mask, though, and she can see a big scar on his face, though. And he can't open his eye, but, there's nothing in there. So, it's really hard for him to open his eyes, but, he can. And she would see that ruby on him, because, when she shifts, his ruby's always, on him, like a crystal gem. So she immediately says, "What the heck is that thing, though?" And he explains that it's a phantom ruby and stuff like that. And he immediately shows her what it can do. So he immediately makes a copy of her. And she would be, "That's so cool, though." And she would say, "So why are you even here anyway?" And Toga would not get introduced to Dr. Eggman. So a portal would appear, though, and Infinite, Dr. Eggman, Metal Sonic, and the rest of the Metal Sonic gangs. No, they ruined it. Did they actually do that? I need to grab my controller, sorry. They actually ruined the TV show. They ruined the Aqua something you know. The Aqua something you know team. We are the Aqua team. And yeah, Aqua team knows Big Bros. Aqua, or the Aqua team Hunger Force. Yeah, they ruined it. Never mind, they didn't. Good. So, Deku, Toga would see Dr. Eggman, and all for one reason, and they would start talking a little bit, though, when they went through the portal. I mean, gone out of the portal, actually. And Toga says, "So you must be All For One." And All For One says, "Yes, I am." And All For One say that that's Dr. Eggman. And, she would see all the male forces, though. And, she would say that, wow, she would look at Infinite and say, "You guys look like each other, though." But he did turn into his Sideshock form, though. And, he says that we look the same, but we have different things. And Toga looks at Deku and back to him, and they see some green fur on his hand, though. And Infinite's full black and white. So she said, "Oh, my bad." And Dr. Eggman says that she must be Toga. And she says, "Yeah, how you know it?" And he would say that All For One did tell me about you. And he did make a lot of weapons for people, so he actually made a weapon for Toga. It's called the Bloodsucker. It's like a mosquito robot. It can be the size of a big mosquito, or turn into a small one. So, he will open, Dr. Eggman will open a briefcase, though, and he immediately gives a mosquito to Toga, and she says, "What am I supposed to do with this?" And he gives her another thing to control the robot, and he says that, well, this thing can immediately suck up blood, though. And she immediately uses it and says, hey, Deku, do you have blood anyway? And you say, yeah, I do. So what? And immediately the mosquitoes, like, it can become, like, really big or small. So he immediately uses it as, like, a giant mosquito. Actually, a small one. And it would suck up some Deku's blood. And, she would immediately, like, it would turn into a giant, so, like, the blood's increased, though. So immediately, it's like a pipe, though, so, like, she can just drink out of the pipe. And she immediately drinks it, and she turns into Deku. But the ruby thing's not there. It says, that's weird, why is that ruby thing not there? And, he would say that, well, that thing was, like, implanted in me anyway. So it wouldn't be, like, there when you transform it to me. And the insect would turn back to normal. And Shigaraki would get, like, gloves that actually can block off his powers completely. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah. And, all of them would get something. Twice would actually get a, Twice would actually get a robot version. Let's say that they all get these, let's say that Dr. Eggman gives them cool stuff. This is really obvious, a mosquito robot. Oh. That's how you put the batteries in, sorry. So, Toga says, so what are you gonna do anyway in Blue Drums? And Deku says that, well, I'm gonna be infiltrating UA with that guy over there. And she says, really? And she said, I really wanted to go to UA, but things might work, but I can't. And, they actually start training though. And Deku actually get, like, a cool grappler where it actually, like, shoots and places itself into somebody. It's like a virus thing. So it, like, can make somebody's arm, like, glitch out of reality and, like, the arm will be immediately off and no blood will go through it. So, a few days pass and actually, and Deku and Infinite go to school. So they would be in their hedgehog forms because everyone saw them in there. Actually, they would turn to humans. And Deku does not fall in this what if though. And he goes to class 1A. And he's still wearing that mask though, so immediately Tanya says that my name's Tanya Ida and stuff. But he would say that, why are you wearing that mask anyway? And he takes off his mask and you would see that like a big scar on him though. So Ida would say, geez, that's a big scar, and some of you would say that too. And Ochaku would say that, she would get there and says, oh, you're that guy who, he actually did save her, but, like, not, like, the saving heroic way, but, like, destroying the robot. And the rubble did get off for the, so she would say that, oh, you're that guy who saved me, though. And he'd say, yeah. But Infant is in that class, too, but he's really not paying mind to him. And, well, this is, Mr. Arjal would get there, and he would say that, well, if you're here to make friends, though, just leave. And, they would all get in their seats, and he would tell them that, this is UA, I can do what the fuck I want, though. And he would tell them that, all you get these, things on it, and they can go. So, Deku and them would go. So, immediately, Ida would see, Deku's Phantom Ruby, and she, Ida says, why do you have that weird, Ida says that you almost have, like, that thing in you. And he shows him that, he actually shows him that I can't get out, because he would just say it's a mutation quirk that allows him to have this. And, he says that, well, if the ruby does get damaged, I'll glitch out, though. And he shows him what he means, so he like, punches the ruby, though. And, he's, like, glitching out a little bit, like in the trailers. And this will have to leave off here, but next time I'm actually going to record this again. I'm going to record another one, so I can do another one and stuff. But I have made a what if Deku was a dark star, and hope you guys like that one. And I'm going to make a what if, I'm going to actually try to find some research though, and try to find, I'm actually going to do what if Deku was a Pokemon, but good. I actually would love that though. So this is going to be end up here, and goodbye.